Hello, everybody. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome back to Reggae Boyz Commentary. This is the platform where we come together to discuss Jamaican football. Hope you all are having a pleasant weekend and that it has been relaxing. You're sitting here enjoying watching our fellow Jamaicans all across the globe and seeing basically how they're doing at their respective clubs. And we certainly, for those that are not playing at this point in time, we wish them a speedy recovery on their journey as well, because we know in life, it's not always the smoothest of roads, but in time we get to where we need to be and we accomplish what we set out to do in time. So for those Reggae Boyz that are not on the field of play right now, wish them all the best on a speedy recovery. For those that have just returned, we're very pleased about that, and may they continue their progression back into the consistency and the routine of playing first team minutes. And for those individuals that are already consistent within their respective clubs, may they continue along that path as well, so that they can continue to grow from strength to strength and be the best version of themselves as football players. So we're very excited about that, 150%. Now, have you guys ever wondered who has had the biggest influence on Jamaica? Now, when I refer to that question in particular, I'm talking about those surnames. And as you all are quite aware, Jamaica has quite a history. And I know sometimes you would say, well, you were able to get a little piece of this when you're in high school, prep school, primary school. But when you look at Jamaica, and specifically we'll touch on the Reggae Boyz, the influence, right? That is what I'm going to discuss right now, the influence. You look at the surnames of the Reggae Boyz: Nicholson, Gordon, Gray, Blake, Lowe. Have you ever wondered where the origins of these? Who has had the biggest influence on Jamaica? Well, as we know, 1655, England took over the reins of Jamaica from Spain. Spain called Jamaica Santiago, as we know. But Jamaica took over the reins, and you can say to this very day, there's very little remnant of Spanish rulership in Jamaica, unless you go to Spanish Town and see different sorts of buildings, the names of different roads and names of different places, De La Vega, San Diego de la Vega, certain things, Jose Marti. Unless you, those are the only things that you could say that has left of the Spanish, Discovery Bay, where Christopher Columbus came. But since then, you can see by our surnames in Jamaica, the most popular one, most of them are anglicized. So when you put that into perspective, which country has had the biggest influence on Jamaica? Is it England? Is it Scotland? Is it Wales? Is it Ireland? Is it Germany? Because as you all are aware, many Germans left a town called Bremen to be able to come over to Jamaica. Is it Portugal? Because when Jamaica were under Spanish rulership, there are also Portuguese that came to Jamaica as well. So let's go right into it, folks, because I'm going to go and we're going to do some math at the end. So you guys have your pens and papers and calculators ready. So what we're going to look at is the surnames of different Reggae Boyz that have gone on to represent Jamaica. And this is stemming from 1925. So that means 99 years of football. That is what we're looking at this point in time. All right, so that everybody is aware. I'm just going to show you guys right here. Jamaica's first match in international football came in 1925. It was a 2-1 victory over Haiti. All right, this was Jamaica's first game in international football. The first scorer was João Passalege. And just so that you guys are aware, João Passalege is a man of Portuguese heritage. And I'm going to go through the names of those individuals that have gone on to represent Jamaica with the surnames that have that Portuguese origin. All right, so we spoke about João Passalege, right? Jamaica's first ever goal scorer in international football, coming in the 5th minute in that 2-1 victory over Haiti. Jamaica's first goal in international football coming from somebody that has a Portuguese name, the origin of the surname from Portugal. But guess what? He wasn't the only one with a Portuguese surname that has gone on to represent Jamaica. No, no, no. There are others. There's Christopher da Costa. Christopher da Costa, as you all know, was a goalkeeper for Jamaica at the 1991 edition of the CONCACAF Gold Cup. Yep, that is right. He was a goalkeeper at the CONCACAF Gold Cup, part of the Gold Cup squad in 1991 under the tutelage of Carl Brown. And guess what? There are two others on this list. Michael Antonio. Yes, that is right. Antonio of Portuguese heritage. And one more, believe it or not, De Cordova. Yes, De Cordova is also Portuguese because that name, when Portugal came to parts of the Western world, remember the Treaty of Tordesillas? So Portugal went to Brazil. De Cordova became a surname that became extremely popular in that part of the world. And guess what? In this world of globalization, we have somebody representing Jamaica with a Portuguese surname. So that ticks off, individuals with the Portuguese surname. But did you know we have somebody with a German surname, and that is Flemings? Junior Flemings has gone on to represent Jamaica. Flemings is of a German background. The surname, I should say, is of a German background, and it's no secret as to why you have persons living in Jamaica with German surname, and that it stems from the Germans that came to Jamaica a few centuries ago. So that is the reason why all of this takes place. And you still have a place in Jamaica to this very day called Germantown, Seaford Town. So that basically tells you everything that you need right there. Lebanese. Well, it's quite evident, when the Indians and the Chinese came to Jamaica, you also had Lebanese coming to the island as well. And you can think about Zaidis, the Chris Zaidis, the Dennis Zaidis, and Craig Zaidi, who represented Jamaica quite recently. There's one outlier on this list that you could say, and that is Turgot. It's a Turkish name, you know? Yeah, it's of Turkish origin, and not many people are aware about that in particular. But yeah, it is so. I know you guys are going to be surprised when we go through the English, the Irish, the Scottish, the Welsh. So let me, go a little bit higher up and look at the French names. Well, quite frankly, we all know about Joey Latiboudère, Dichon Bernard, yeah, Bernard, French origin, and Paris as well. This takes us to the Welsh, which is, you could basically say, in the top four, because we have Welsh to go, we have Irish, and we also have English and Scottish. So the fourth most common surname of origin of persons that have gone on to represent Jamaica are Welsh. Venton Evans, Jamali Waite, Paul Davis, Fabian Davis, Ramon Howell, the surname of Lewis, Mattox. We've had 15 Reggae Boyz in 99 years that have gone on to represent Jamaica, and 15 Reggae Boyz with the name Lewis that have gone on to represent Jamaica. So when you tally that together, 30 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 36 players with a surname that has a Welsh origin. So Wales, has contributed in that sense, 36 names. And you might say, when were the Welsh in Jamaica? Well, I can get to that quite shortly when we discuss the Scottish. And now we're going to go to Ireland right now. And as you know, it's no secret as to why, Jamaica has such a rich Irish heritage, history. And this stems long before Digicel was launched in Jamaica in 2001. This stems long, long before that. Think about Irish Town, Irish Potato, and the surnames that we're going to discuss right now: Anglin, Daly, McCleary, Boyce Clark, Lee, Gaynor, Campbell Rice, Kelly, Moore, Russell, Moody, Kinkhead, Dunkley, Topi, McCullough. You guys understand exactly where I'm going? In relation to the name Daly, we have had 20 players represent Jamaica with that surname. 20 players with the surname Daly stemming over that time frame in that aspect of things. So Anglin, Daly, McCleary, Boyce Clark, Greg Lee, Barrington, Gaynor, Jamal Campbell Rice, Dane Kelly, Keith Kelly. Lots of Kellys have gone on to represent Jamaica in this time frame. Darren Moore, Liam Moore, John Russell, Moody, Kinkhead, Dunkley, Topi, McCalla. So certainly Ireland has had a massive influence on Jamaica as well. And we end up with, 77 players in that time frame that have actually represented Jamaica with a surname of Irish origin. So Ireland gets, you could say, the bronze medal here. And the big one is England and Scotland, and you'll be mighty surprised about this. Why does Jamaica have so many players with Scottish surnames? Well, it all stems like this. When Jamaica was under British rule, English rule, many Scots were sent to Jamaica to work. And they worked in different industries. And by virtue of many Scots coming to Jamaica, quite naturally, when you are procreating, that will also continue as well. And that is why to this very day, you come and run into persons with a Scottish surname. Whether you are going to the supermarket, whether you're going into the bank, whether you are going on the road, you look at the Reggae Boyz team, players and staff, and you see persons with Scottish surnames. Nicholson, Shamar Nicholson, Gordon, Maron Gordon, former national player Daniel Gordon, Boyd, Walter Boyd, Stewart, Damien Stewpees Stewart, Anderson, Jermaine Tuffy Anderson. And we can go on and on and on and on and on and on. This is quite a list. So listen to me now. Walter Boyd, Nicholson, Damien Stewart, Jermaine Anderson, Amara Bell, Marco McDonald, one of 40 players with the surname McDonald that have gone on to represent Jamaica. Donaldson, one of 10 persons that have actually gone on to represent Jamaica with the name Donaldson. Clayton Donaldson. Remember him in the Copa America in 2016? McAnuff, Joby McAnuff, a relative of Onika McAnuff, who we saw at Champs last year. All right, Elliott, Marvin Elliott, one of 5 Elliots to go on to represent Jamaica. Gordon, Daniel Gordon, Linval Dixon, one of 10 Dixons to go on and represent Jamaica since 1925. Ryan Johnson, Michael Johnson. 55 Johnsons have gone on to represent Jamaica. Demarai Gray, Tavon Gray, 10 Grays to represent Jamaica. Lambert, Kevon Lambert, Akeem Priestley, Roderick Reed, Rohan Reed, Garfield Reed. 10 Reeds have gone on to represent Jamaica. Leon Bailey, Corey Burke, Ravel Morrison. Name rings a bell? Does the name ring a bell? Well, it certainly should. Absolutely. McMaster, McMorris, McLean, Mason, McGregor, Coy, Alcock, East, Bartlett, Lewin, Sinclair, Simpson, Cameron, Orgill. Takes us to a grand total of 578 players that have represented Jamaica in 99 years with Scottish heritage. Quite a list, isn't it? Over 99 years, 578 players with Scottish surnames. Does it beat England? English surnames? Well, let's find out. Corbett, Palmer, Wayne Palmer, Hector Wright, Joel Sr., Rudolph Austin, Simon Dawkins, Simon Ford, Donovan Ricketts, Aaron Lawrence, Warren Barrett, Andre Blake, Amal Knight, Kemar Foster, Anandi Lowe, Sean Sawyers, Damien Lowe, Lloyd Doyley, Marlon King, Demar Phillips, Thea Robinson, DeJohn Whisper Richards. The surname Walker, 10 players have gone on to represent Jamaica. Hector, we've had 15 Hectors represent Jamaica. Howell, we've had 12. Ron Greenwood, a man who scored for Jamaica in 1932 in a 1-0 victory over Haiti. Also English. Burton, Hall, Bennett, Vassell, Brown. 99 Browns have gone on to represent Jamaica in 99 years. So that basically means that we're making sure that one Brown makes his debut every year. And that takes us to a grand total of 580. Scotland was close. Very, very close. But you guys see the influence that Scotland has had on Jamaica? You've seen the influence that Scotland has had, England has had, Wales has had, Ireland has had, Germany, France, Portugal. What do you think about that? I tell you what, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to Reggae Boyz Commentary. Sounds good?